Hello, this is Mr. Dickinson, and this is Music Theory Lesson 1 on the staff. Let's get started. This is a website that I will be using, and I invite you to check it out on your own. It is called musictheory.net, and there are a few different things on this website. If you're looking at it on a phone or tablet, for you to get full access to everything, you need to do it through an app. I believe these do cost money. You can, however, if you are on a normal computer, get the same content just within a web browser for free. On this website, you'll find lessons. We're going to look at that today. Exercises are basically practice that you can do on those lessons. And then there are a lot of tools that we will talk about as resources, such as metronomes and sheet music that you can print out for free and things like that. So today we are going to be looking at lessons. So let's go there. And we're doing the first music theory lesson here, which, as you can see, is on the staff, clefs, and ledger lines. So we will go there. And here we are. So the staff is the foundation upon which notes are drawn. So obviously this right here is the staff. Okay. The modern staff comprises 5 lines and 4 spaces. So you can see over here 5 lines, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4. And notice how these are numbered bottom to top. This is important. The language we will be using for this assignment is bottom to top. If we were having a discussion about where a note was placed, and I said I want it placed on the second space, well, if we look over here at the spaces, there are 4 of them, and they are numbered 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. I would be talking about a note right here. Now, if you were confused or forgot and thought that the numbers went top to bottom, you would think I'd be talking about a note on that space, but that's different. So we have to have the same language to have a dialogue, and therefore we are going to be talking about numbers bottom to top. Okay, moving on. This is cool. Every line or space on the staff represents a white key on the keyboard, as you can see from the animation. We will be using pianos and keyboards to learn how this sounds, basically. The reason that pianos or keyboards are typically taught in a music theory class is because of this. It visually corresponds to how music is written, so it's the easiest way for us to, hear what we're talking about, if that makes sense. Okay? That's all you need to know off of this website for right now. So let's move ahead and talk about your first quick assignment. So you will be doing 2 sheets of paper. These should both go very, very quickly. The first, simply called The Staff, first of all, talks about what we just looked at. And then it asks you to do a couple of things. So first off, it asks you to draw 2 staffs, and this can also be said staves, plural of staff, stave, and I'll usually say that. By connecting the dots, then it says use a ruler to draw straight lines. I don't really care about that. We'll be using a lot of pre-printed staff paper, so it doesn't matter to me if they're perfectly straight. So you'll do that for those top 5 lines, and then you'll make one on your own down here. It will look probably equally terrible as mine. That's okay. All right. Moving down, It says on the first staff, number the lines from low to high. So just like we were talking about recently, just put the numbers there, right, going up. And then question 3 on the second staff, number the spaces from low to high. So once you have all 5 of your lines, then you can number your spaces from low to high off to the side. Okay. After that, number 4, it says draw a note on each line of the staff below. For now, we are going to be treating notes as simply an oval, and we don't have to worry about any other types of notes yet. So here I am drawing notes on the lines. That's all that is. And then for number 5, draw a note on each space. Notice how the size of that note that fits within a space should be the size of all your note heads all the time. So if we look back here at the lines, those are of equal size. And I just know what size to make them because I've been doing them for a while, but this is how you practice what size to make your note heads. It's the equivalent of one space. Okay, so that's the first side of that paper, very easy. The second side, just talking about high and low, like we saw on the animation of the piano earlier. So this is easy. All you need to know is that a note higher in the staff bloop, is a higher note. It's going to sound higher in pitch, okay, or higher in sound. So if this note was right here, this one would be higher. That's the difference in pitch. Easy peasy. You then get some more practice drawing notes, and what I like is that it is asking you to use that language we were just talking about. So it's asking you to draw the notes within those particular spaces or line. You have to count bottom to top. So this one, let me zoom in a bit more here. That one was on space 1, and then it asks you to draw one on space 4. So you would count, okay, here's space number 1, 2, 3, 4. So you draw an oval right there, okay? Next question asks it for lines, line 3, so you count 1, 2, 3, and so I need to draw an oval, which is called a note head, right there. That's all that is. Okay. Moving on, it asks you to draw more notes, this is number 2, on the indicated line or space, and then circle the lowest note you drew on the staff. So after you've done all of these, look at which one is the lowest and then circle that measure. Whichever one that is. Or actually, I'm sorry, just circle that note. You don't need to know what a measure is yet. Okay, moving on. Number 3, circle the higher note in each pair. This should take you all of, 10 seconds. Woo! Okay. Number 4, circle the lowest note in each pair. Once again, should take not much time at all. And number 5, this is just kind of following direction. Indicate whether the first note of each pair sounds higher or lower than the second note. So here's the first note. Is it higher or lower? It's higher. And then in the next part, here's the first note. Is it higher or lower? Obviously, it's lower. There you go. Yes, this is very, very easy, but I just need to start at the beginning. Make sure you get that before we move on to our next step. So get that done, and see you in the next video.